Las Vegas, 1999. The interesting thing about childhood is that everything you see, learn, and experience quietly shapes how you see the world forever. The smallest moments, seemingly insignificant at the time, can leave wounds so deep that they alter the very lens through which you perceive reality. Your parents, by simply existing, affect who you date for the rest of your life. Psychological studies confirm this, showing that early experiences wire neural pathways that influence everything from self-worth to relationship patterns. Attachment theory reveals how our bonds with caregivers shape our ability to trust and connect, while research on childhood trauma demonstrates how unhealed wounds can manifest in subconscious behaviors for a lifetime if not looked at. We are walking wounds dressed up as adults. I didn't know about a huge core wound of mine until the ripe age of 29. For as long as I could remember, I preferred having guy friends. In the 90s, this seemed outrageous to most. I felt safer with them. I thought this was solely due to growing up in a hockey rink and spending most of my time with my brother's teammates. But I later uncovered a wound that I had with women. On a Saturday morning when I was 7 years old, I shoveled Cinnamon Toast Crunch into my mouth while reading the back of the cereal box. There was a knock at the front door. Mom put down the dish she was scrubbing and answered it. "Where's your daughter?" demanded a familiar voice, Karen, my friend Sabrina's mother. "Hi, Karen. She's eating breakfast. What's going on?" Mom asked. "Spencer, come to the door right now!" she yelled through the door frame. I did what I was told immediately and scurried to the door. "Karen, no need to yell. What is this all about?" Mom tried. I stood in front of the middle-aged woman with a poorly done highlighted bob, terrified. Getting in trouble felt like death to me. "Sabrina's sister told me what you two do, and you are sick. Sabrina would have never done something like this without you making her. This is your fault, Spencer," Karen shouted. I moved behind my mom, trembling. What was she talking about? Mom stood silent in shock. Karen wagged her finger at me. "You will never see my daughter again. Do you hear me?" I nodded, eyes full of tears, still not understanding what I had done wrong. "You may think what you did is normal, but it is sinful and it is unclean." Karen looked at Mom, who still hadn't said a word. "I will leave her punishment up to you." Karen stomped off, and I fell onto the ground into a puddle of tears. I spent my life being perfect to avoid my dad's yells, and now I was subject to someone else's. From what I remember of my friendship with Sabrina, which is not a lot, to be honest, we were very close and loved playing make-believe. Princesses, moms, the usual suspects. We also played boyfriend and girlfriend, like we'd seen in the movies. At our budding age, we were blossoming into sexual sensitivity, and our pretend kisses and hugs turned into naive exploration. Upon further gentle interrogation from Mom and a very long phone call with Karen, I learned Sabrina felt guilty about how we were playing. She told her sister, who told Karen. This was the day I started hating and stopped trusting women. Why hadn't Sabrina told me herself? Why did she tell on me? Why was I the only one to blame? Why was Karen so mean? Why didn't Mom stick up for me? Shame wrapped me like a second skin. I'm disgusting. Desire gets you in trouble. This must have a lot to do with me going from kissing boys in kindergarten to not having sex until college. I never wanted to get in trouble like that again. I never wanted to feel shame like that again. I feared there was something wrong with me and that my sickness was contagious. No one thought to ask me where I had learned those things. The truth is, we were just innocent little girls, myself included. Doing something that I've found in my adulthood is much more common between children than I realized. I'm glad Sabrina spoke up about something that made her uncomfortable, but I do wish it was handled differently. Branding my innocence as vile at such a young age changed me. This encounter shifted my entire view on the female species until I was 29 years old. Not to mention, I am a woman, so my disgust for women led to my subconscious self-hate and self-rejection. I pushed down my feminine energy for decades, only allowing my masculine energy to thrive. Now, years later, I am proud to say that with deep awareness and conscious work, I've healed this wound around women. I trust women deeply, have unbelievable female friendships, and see the female species as magnificent powerhouses and portals to life. I adore my feminine side and plan to spend the rest of my life letting her thrive. Imagine if I had lived the rest of my life never getting close to women or myself because of something that happened when I was 7 years old. Now that would be a tragedy.